With kids headed back to school, there is an increased focus on their mental health and well-being, their emotional fitness, if you will. And joining us more to talk about it is Gary Dumas. He's an anger management specialist, but also the founder of Rerouted. And you help a lot of people, not just men and women, but also children with emotional, healthy fitness, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And what better time other than now to talk about it? Everybody's back to school. Their adrenaline is up. Everybody's excited. The dopamine, the pleasure hormone is in full effect right now. So perfect opportunity to talk about emotional fitness.
There's a little bit of anxiousness, though, too, for some children. I know I used to get a stomach ache every night, the night before the first day of school, even if I was going to the same school, even if I knew the teachers and friends. And, you know, there's just a lot that goes into it for kids. What should parents be looking out for their children as we head back to school?
Well, there's several things, and one in particular, as you see, I brought in, it's not paying for the camera or anything, but just some ideas here. I created an emotional fitness kit, if you will, for kids, even though it's for kids, but I found that a lot of adults use it as well.
This one. This is an emotional thermometer.
It is, an anger thermometer, and what happens there, I have 6 different modules there. And it's a really cool activity. In fact, the parents can even create one of these at home.
Okay.
And or what I'd like even better if some of the teachers would actually consider including this in their curriculum somehow. But at any rate, what happens is that the kid or the teen or even the adult for that matter, they would roll the die, and whichever number the die lands on, then that's an indication that they will engage in that particular modality.
Okay, so for example, so he's got on here, you want to squeeze the stress ball, you want to do jumping jacks, 5 minutes with a fidget spinner, 5 affirmations, deep breathing, 10 minutes, 10 lines in a journal. So I love this. So,
absolutely.
You know, let's say I roll the dice and I hit it and I hit 10 squeezes on a stress ball. These are just little things that when you feel like your anger's boiling up or you're getting a little anxious, you could do some of these things.
Absolutely.
Maybe roll the dice and do some jumping jacks or write in a journal for 10 lines.
Absolutely. And one of the things, Lisa, is that this idea can appear to be very insignificant, but it's quite the opposite. It's just as thinking about what this is to us as water is to the body. It's easily accessible, doesn't cost much, but we can get our hands on it right away and it works. Same with these anger management, emotional fitness tools.
What should some of the signs be for, as a mom and other parents and guardians, to look out for if things after school starts and things aren't going well for your child? What should we be looking out for? What are the red flags?
Well, one of the precipitating emotions that's most commonly recognized is the anxiety piece. I know we talked about it earlier, but it goes back to that. Anxiety is what I call the double XL of fear. And usually the anxiety is rooted in like something either we think is going to happen or has already happened before in the past, and for some reason we think it's going to happen again, or there's no evidence at all that it's going to happen. So that's usually something to look out for. The increased heart palpitations, the sudden increased heart palpitations, when you just suddenly find yourself experiencing those moments of anxiety. And sometimes people experience actual anxiety attacks, but because they've never been clinically diagnosed, they just kind of overlook it as just another fluke situation, when in fact that's a clear indicator.
All right, so these are, in all of those situations that you mentioned, the emotion thermometer would help with all of those things that you just said. It will help. Especially the breathing and the stress ball. It
will, and if you notice, I created this for it to be fun.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you think about words like anger and emotions, people tend to take it serious, as it should be. But overcoming it with the treatment modalities should actually be fun and exciting.
These are great things. We'll be sure to get this at kcra.com just so you can print it out, make this little kit for yourself, and maybe hand it to the teacher on the first day of school. That's a good one. Gary Dumas with Rerouted, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.